Hello everyone and welcome back. We just got a new 4.1 PTU patch. It's looking like we're starting to kind of close things down, just putting out the last couple patches with stability focuses and bug fixes and whatnot. Because in this most recent patch, for one, it is now being called it's the Release Candidate 1 patch. I expect we'll probably get at least one more, maybe two more. But we have a release candidate patch, and there are just, for the most part, there's just a couple of bug fixes and like crash fixes and whatnot that are listed as being fixed here. So I'll go through them really quick. So we still have that same server meshing configuration, so I assume that's here to stay for the next little while of 7 servers in Stanton and 3 in Pyro, just to give some extra server capacity for the moons that are hosting the new event that's coming with 4.1, the Align and Mine, or whatever they just decide to end up calling that. So we still have that. And basically the biggest updates for this patch is just trying to apply fixes to help with the interaction delays. For me personally, they have been a decent amount better over the last couple of days. I haven't had nearly as many weird interaction delay things or anything like that. But I think there's still some room for improvement, at least to get it back to a state of kind of where we are on live at the moment. So hopefully they can do that before they push the patch live. But beyond that, there's not much else different with this patch. The one big thing that I wanted to go check out, so I did a video last night giving a little bit of a first look at the potential Argo Atlas combat suit. And what I wanted to do a little bit of is to pull up the normal Atlas, and then bring you. I checked this last night, and I was able to bring it up into the room where this potential combat suit is. So I wanted to bring that up there, and I'm going to put it side by side, and then we can take a look at it. Maybe get a little bit better, cleaner look per se, to see if maybe it is real, or see if there's any obvious weird things that would that could point to this potential combat variant not actually, being an April Fool's joke or something like that. So we're going to go take a look at that and see if there's, I don't know, any other changes at the Wikelo Emporium. Just take a little bit of a look around there, and maybe any other miscellaneous changes that I happen to notice while we're going around the verse. So let's go ahead and let's head over to the Wikelo Emporium, and let's see what is up there. What I will say is, if we end up going in there and the suit isn't there anymore, that may make things even more interesting. And I think if that's the case, then that would probably lead me to think that it's meant to be an April Fool's joke, and they didn't mean to have it in this patch. So I guess we'll find out. If it's still there, I think I think we could be a little bit more sure that it's meant to be there. So we'll see. Okay, here we are in the Emporium. Let's just go check really quick and make sure that the Atlas potential combat suit is still here. Looks like it is. So that is a good sign. Let me go grab the Atlas, and let's bring him up here and check him out side by side. Okay, here we got the Atlas, and now we got to walk it all the way in there. So, yeah, it's going to be a minute, but we'll get up in there and see what happens. Okay, let's head inside. Now, when I brought it in yesterday, somewhere right around the second level of stairs, I got stuck, like this. There's like it seems like there's an invisible wall, but what I did is I just had a tractor beam with me, and I was able to drag it up the stairs. So let's just do that. There we go. So I don't know if it's just something's getting caught on something or what, but we're able to drag it up and keep on going. So let's get over there and put it side by side with the other one, and then we can do a little bit of comparison. Okay, so I tried to get it up behind there. It seems like it gets stuck on something. Might just be something weird with the suit. So let me try tractoring it back here. There we go. Let's bring it up a little bit. Now, I think to probably get an accurate look at this, I probably need to be in the suit, because otherwise when you're not in the suit, you know, the legs are down and things like that, so it doesn't look quite the same. So let me see if I can get positioned up here and let's take a look. Okay, so I've been trying to manipulate the camera around, and it doesn't seem like the camera's working to move it around when I'm in the Atlas. The only thing I can do is like zoom in the lens. It seems like I'm not able to like move it forward or backward or up and down for some reason. So I guess we'll do the best we can for a moment here. So I have them side by side, as you can see. I'm not quite level with the other one, so, you know, I'm a little bit lower, but it looks like there's not really that much of a difference in terms of height. So it looks like, so the section that comes down over the front of you is extended. You know, it's extended further down on the combat one. It looks like it's wider. You know, of course, because you want that area to be protected. And it looks like, based on the positioning of the window, or kind of the area on the combat one where your face would be poking through, it looks like your face would probably only be visible from like the nose up or so. So it won't be like completely exposed. I think it's still going to be susceptible to like headshots or things like that if someone's able to land like a sniper shot on target through there. That would probably definitely do some damage. Otherwise, there's the big differences, of course, is going to be the extra armor plating. The legs look, for the most part, to me, the same. Maybe they wrap around a little bit more, but otherwise the biggest difference I'm seeing is it just has that, you know, the digital camo paint job. And then besides that, we have the, you know, the guns on the sides. Those are a pretty big difference as well. So that's kind of a little bit of a side-by-side comparison with these. Let me hop out and show just a couple more things that I noticed on this Combat Atlas after I made my video last night. So on the regular Atlas, there is only one battery slot, and it's on the left arm. This is as far as I remember when I tested the Atlas Geo, it's the same thing. There's only one battery slot on that, and it's on the left arm. So what's interesting, there is a battery slot right here, or, you know, an access port right here on the left arm, but there is also one on the right arm. And it looks identical to me as far as I can tell. So I'm thinking it's probably either the case that this Combat Atlas would use 2 batteries, or maybe it has 1 battery and potentially a size 0 shield would fit in something like that. Let me go pull up something that has a size 0 shield and see if I can bring it up here, and we'll see if this fits. Give me just 1 sec. Let me go grab that. Alright, we've got the medical Ursa pulled up, because this has a size 0 shield. And I've unlocked the ports. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull this shield generator out. It is very small. So this might fit. Let's go ahead and walk it in there and see if we can put it up to the little component hatch and see if maybe it'll fit. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay. We stick that right there. Oh man, well, it looks like this size 0 shield is ever so slightly, well, if it's like this, it's ever so slightly longer than the door for this little access way. Although, hold on. If we go over to the regular Atlas, so if we open up this panel, we'll notice that the component comes out like this to the side, so it's not like a straight-on thing. Oh, I can take this out. Hold on. Let's see if I can take it out. Come on. I don't know if I can take this out. So perhaps if it's put in there like this, it would fit. Let's see, if we bring this right here, then I guess the question is, would something like this be is it too wide? So, at least kind of when I hold it up like this, side by side, I think the size 0 shield may just be a little bit too big to fit in that slot, as far as I can tell at the moment. So, maybe it's possible that maybe there'd be a slot almost somewhere on the back that this would go. Now, did also notice, I think these little clamps, and there's like some of the framing, is like how the Atlas Geo has with its special backpack. So I don't know if maybe there's meant to be a backpack on this, just like how there are spaces for thrusters, but they're not currently on this little model. So maybe there's meant to be a backpack where there's maybe some additional components, or maybe if you have ballistic weapons, you can have extra ammo. So it's possible that if there's a backpack attachment like that, then maybe a size 0 shield could fit. I mean, you know, I know a size 0 shield could fit in like a backpack for that. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to say at the moment, I think based off of going these little component hatches, it doesn't look like this thing would have a size 0 shield. I think it's more likely this would have 2 of the little batteries for the Atlas, which that also kind of makes sense to me, seeing as it's going to be running 2 at least size 1, or these might be actually size 2 guns. That's, you know, it's going to take a decent amount of juice to keep those running. So I could see that being the case, that it gets 2 batteries. I still think maybe this could use like a backpack attachment. Like, again, like I said, you could hold some other supplies or things like that. Maybe it has a little storage area. Hopefully something like that. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Or maybe you can run it with it off, and maybe that gives you a little bit more mobility with the thrusters. Or if you have it on, you can maybe break your fall when, you know, you jump or something like that, but you don't get the same amount of upward thrust as what you would get with like the Atlas Geo or something like that. That's a thought that I had. Other than that, I think we're just going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with this. I guess as long as this stays around after April Fool's Day, I am going to assume then that this is real. But I mean, again, so going off of the fact that it's still here today in this patch, and it hasn't been taken out, that leads me to believe it was, you know, intentionally put in here, and it wasn't like accidentally left in and they didn't mean to do that. So that leads me again to believe that this is probably real. Maybe it's not the absolute 100% final version of this. Maybe it'll have a few little tweaks once we get it. But I could definitely see this becoming the LTI token around Invictus in a couple of months. So we'll just have to see. But there's some more comparisons and more looking around at the new potential Atlas combat suit. Otherwise, there's not too many other updates. The only other thing is at the Emporium here, there's a couple of these little displays around some of the different relics or things that Wikelo has to show you that just give a little bit of a description, but it's kind of in the mannerism of how he talks. So kind of weird, broken English, but so those are kind of funny. So you can, you know, wander around here if you want and read through some of those. That some of them are pretty funny. But other than that, I think that's going to do it for this video. We'll have to see if there's any other maybe minor tweaks or changes we get in maybe the update tomorrow or something like that. But otherwise, looks like we are going to be looking at a imminent live release for 4.1 probably Thursday or Friday this week. I'll make sure to let y'all know when that happens and make a video going over the overall patch. Once we get the final patch notes, we'll also be able to, once that goes live, by the way, we're also going to take a bigger look at the Atlas Geo and the Drake Golem, go do some more in-depth testing and other things like that. So if you want to see those videos when they come out, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you in the verse.